Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melissa Williams, and today we're going to be discussing Chapter 6, Case 1. So let's get into it. It says, did Mrs. L act correctly? Now, one would say, yes, she did. Those patients was being abused, and she did the right thing. Well, did she? Let's see. On page 155 in our book here, it says, it should occur only after a whole series of investigations has been attempted. In other words, I understand that Mrs. L is the head nurse. However, you have a nurse manager, you have the director of nursing, the vice president of nursing, and then also the CEO. Did Mrs. L tell anybody what was going on? No, she didn't. So she did not act accordingly. Now, also says when the intervention has failed, the person should proceed to report the evil through the channels. Now, if everybody has failed to listen to Mrs. L or to do something about it, then that's when Mrs. L should have reported it to the right people. And in that case, she would have been right. Now, the next question is, what should have been done if she could not afford to consult a lawyer? On page 148, it says, policing includes examination for license and, in many cases, periodic reexamination, peer review by the hospital staff, and supervisory personnel, and increasingly review the panel of appointing to hear complaints about professional misconduct. If Mrs. L could not afford a lawyer, she had every right to go back to her nursing board to say, you know what, there's something going on here in my hospital, and the patients are being abused, and I want you guys to take a deeper look into this and then do an investigation. That's what she could have done. The next question says, in what other ways can whistleblowers protect themselves? I said this. I put myself in her shoes if I was a whistleblower. I said the first thing I would have done is document everything. I would have talked to the right proper chains of commands, and I would have remained anonymous when reporting such an allegation like this. Because let's face it, when things happen like this, people lose their jobs. The next question is, must the art of intimidation be part of the tool chest of healthcare professional in order to protect their patients? No. One thing that happened to Mrs. L that I did not agree with was after the investigation, um, hospital administration bypassing the director of nursing called her in and warned her that she would be fired if she reported any other instances of abuse. Number one, if you are an administrator, you are supposed to go talk to that person's manager or director of that department, and then that's when they're supposed to take matters into their own hands. You have that person should have not called Mrs. H into his office or her office and did such a thing. Now, it also says here, the next question is power an appropriate consideration in healthcare ethics? No, but unfortunately, you have people that misuse their power. And since that happened, this could have definitely happened to Mrs. L. On page 161, it says the nurse may get fired or simply get the worst shift and altogether assignments. Many nurses put up with the stress in silence because they need their job. So, out of all these scenarios that happened to Mrs. L, I felt that she did what was right, but what she did, she compromised her whole nursing team. And here it says on page 154, whistleblowing can hurt the credibility of the healthcare team and the healthcare professional. So, yes, she was doing something right. However, she, in the long run, hurt her nursing team and the credibility to those. So, let this be a learning lesson. Before you blow any whistles, please consult the higher ups. Please follow all the proper chains of commands. And if that doesn't work, then you have to make sure that you take all of the problems and find a really good solution where everybody comes out with a problem being solved. Thank you. Bye.